So this is Martin, the Polish runaway train, Trendota in the ring right now. Yep. We had fighter interviews. The crowd's probably going to go a little bit crazy in a couple of minutes, so let's just let them do their thing.
Welcome, Miles Anstead.
So a little bit of history on Miles. Miles actually is training at a complete MMA. Your school, Troy. He was in Rio or Brazil for the Rio Brazilian Open. Double gold this year. Was there last year. Completed to do it. I'm trying to figure out a nickname for this kid. And because he's a plumber, I was going to call him Miles Pipes Anstead. Or maybe I can see for Miles and Miles Anstead. I'm not sure yet, but he certainly has a following here, and a lot of people are standing on their feet in the crowd.
Well, he's a special kid. I mean, he went to Brazil and he tore it up down there. And you know, when you train with this kid, his strength is really unmatched at our gym. I mean, he's got strength of a guy that's 240 pounds. I mean, he's phenomenal. He has tremendous talent. And you know, hopefully we're just scratching the surface of his career here.
That's good to hear. I know in the pre-fight interviews, I was talking to him and I said, you know, what are your strengths and weaknesses in a fight? And he said his strengths are really grappling, and his weaknesses, he paused and he thought about it for a while. Seconds went by, they felt like minutes. He looked me dead in the eye and he said nothing. And it seems like he's gotten to a point now where he is, lost his first match, but he must have learned. And it looks like he's ready for this next challenge against the Polish runaway train, Martin Trendota.
Well, he's getting bumped up, you know, he's been working on his total game and trains in all aspects of it. So.
Did he just come out to Johnny Cash's God's Gonna Cut You Down? This would be an explosive fight.
Absolutely.
First round ready to go here. Chris Desatel telling the corners to settle down, a lot of emotion already. Is it dangerous sometimes to go into a fight with too much emotion?
I think so. I think it might get you, you know, over anxious. You got to be patient when you fight, and it looks like they're both pretty patient. So, good takedown there by Miles. He'll look to pass the guard now. He'll look to pass the half guard. The kid's got him in half guard, and you know, he's trying to wrench a guillotine there, but Miles is passing the right way. There, he let go.
So Chris Desatel calls time here. He's going to always concerned about the fighter's safety. He's going to move them to the center of the ring again. And they'll start in roughly the same position. Is that an advantage, disadvantage, or they got this pretty well figured out?
Well, in a ring, it's a big difference from a cage, right? So, I mean, the guy on top, you know, the guy on the bottom can move around a lot more if you go back and you got more room. So, but I think Miles is strong enough. I think he'll keep this fight where he wants it, I think, on the ground.
Are you fought in the cage and in the ring, Troy? Which do you prefer and why?
You know what? I mean, because I'm ground-based, a cage might be a little bit better. I mean, a ring is more for strikers, you know, but it makes it more exciting, to be honest, in a ring. I mean, you get more stand-up, you get more stops, bring back to the middle. There's more action and less lulling.
Fantastic. Now, with Miles in Martin's guard here right now, what can you anticipate? What should he be doing?
He's doing exactly what he should be doing. He's working body, head, and he's giving him the short shots. I mean, they may not be huge power, but they're, you know, you take 20 of those, you're going to feel them. And the guy's going to open his guard, he's going to move around, and Miles can raise up, give him a little bit more punishment.
We talked to Martin Trendota, who's actually a personal trainer back in Winnipeg, and we asked him a little bit who his favorite fighter was, and it was GSP, and he considered himself a fairly well-rounded fighter. But I guess going up against a double gold competitor from Brazil in the Open, is that a lot of pressure for Miles, do you think?
I think it's your first time, it's first fight in Regina in front of your home crowd. You're fighting in front of family, friends. It's always more pressure at home. But he seems to be doing really well.
Absolutely. So do you guys train that, pick up and drop in the gym?
You practice it to open the guard a little bit.
So what's he doing right now as he's moving it towards the center of the ring?
He's moving him to AJ, his corner man, so he could get information. And you know, AJ's, when you're fighting, you may not see everything. A coach is right there, he picks up on little things right away, and he relays that to you. And if your coach is right in your ear all the time, you're gonna hear and listen to it as opposed to being across the ring, right?
Absolutely. You see in The Ultimate Fighter when coaches always get frustrated when they're not listening and not hearing them, but it sounds like Miles wants direction here. He wants to know what to do.
That's right. And a part of that is because you're too far from your corner, you know, and you kind of get toned out. I mean, you listen to a huge crowd and you listen to a bunch of people and they're all screaming. It's kind of hard to pick one voice out, but if you get close.
So what does it happen as a fighter is on the ground and it looks like it's pretty much a stalemate? He's picking him up, pushing him down.
You look at that kid's ribs on his other side. He's got bruises, ribs, you know, bruises, and it's red. And he's Miles is doing a good job on the ground, enough to keep him from standing it up. He's giving him punishment. AJ's yelling directions to him, so you know he's doing exactly what he should be doing right there.
So he's.
They're going to go to the center.
Is Miles tired right now? Are any of these guys tired? Is it more draining to be on the bottom or the top in the guard in this situation?
I think it's more draining on the bottom because your legs are up and you're using so much of your thighs, and your legs are such big muscles. It's just more draining, and you're carrying the weight. You're carrying the weight of the guy on top of you, and you're always moving your arms.
It looks like Miles is really sinking in some hard punches, body head.
Yeah.
In a short fight, when you're only going 2 rounds, you only have 2 rounds to do something. You sometimes, do you kind of find guys that they go a little bit harder, or maybe they don't have enough time to really get where they need to go, whereas opposed to a 3 or 4 round fight?
Yeah, I think I think in a 2-round fight, in a 2-round amateur fight, you really have to work. Otherwise, you don't have these 3 rounds or 5-round fights as a professional.
Can't take a round.
That's right. You can't take a round, and you really can't leave it up to the judges. There just isn't enough time.
So right now he's moving.
Miles
he's got full side right now.
Got side round. Gonna look to control him.
And now he's moving to north-south position. And at north-south position, he's got 10 seconds left.
He's gonna look for the Kimura here.
He's got 10 seconds left, it sounds like. But this should be scoring well with the judges. It should be a good first round.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, end of round 1.
That was a pretty decisive round for Miles Anstead there.
Certainly was. What would you suggest to him, and what would you say to your fighter if it was on there? If you're in Martin Trendota's corner, what would you say to advise him for the next time? He looks tired.
If it was me, I would say the guy shot in on you really early. Maybe try and be ready for the shot, and do more wrestling and try and stay on your feet, because if he gets a hold of him, it looks like he won't have too much trouble keeping him down, giving him some punishment.
And for Miles, I know you can read AJ's mind, because he expects you to when you're his co-partner and business partner, Complete MMA. What advice do you think he's getting there?
Well, he's just saying that was an excellent round. You did excellent. You did exactly what the game plan was. You took him down. You held him down. You controlled the action. You pushed the pace on the ground. You gave him punishment. You did exactly what his game plan was. So
I also noticed Craig Moser in the corner there. Is he also Miles' coach?
He's one of Miles's. He's Miles's Muay Thai coach. Yes. Cool. And Craig's very, very good. He's been to Thailand multiple times. Excellent fighter.
Great. Here we go. Round 2. Martin Trendota versus Miles. Another hard takedown by Miles. Pipes Anstead. Or I can see from Miles and Miles and Miles. He seemed to be really confident with that takedown.
Yeah.
Very strong, very confident.
He's a very, very strong kid. He's
I'm talking weights. You ever see him in the gym?
I see him in the gym, and the kid is hammer curling 100-pound dumbbells. I mean, it's
You're not going to tell him he's stronger than you, because that's basically impossible.
Well, you gotta give him his props. He's a phenomenal. He's a phenom. Like when it comes to something like that. So it's only a matter of time he puts it all together. Like he's been doing. He's been training hard in all aspects of the fighting game, and he's going to be a force for a long time.
It looks like he's doing fairly well here. And you know what? I remember his first fight. We did commentary on that as well. What went wrong in the first fight when you had to talk to him? I know he's emotional about the loss, didn't want to have that. What did he take from that loss? What did he learn, and what went wrong?
Well, I think the biggest thing was, you know when you grab somebody, and in his instance, I think, the guy was just as strong as him, which is very, he doesn't get that every day. And then, they grabbed each other, and I think it set him off a little bit. And I think now he's ready. Whatever happens,
more technical
now, that's
now,
right, more technical. And the fact is, if somebody grabs, he's ready for a fight now. There's no light switch where he's gonna back away. I think he's all go, and he wants to win, and he's hungry for it.
And a great ground pass. So what's a real technique? What's a technique to pass that guard like that? He's gonna pop up. Is there just to jump up and go? Oh, what's that choke called?
He's gonna look for a guillotine right here.
And now he's going to move position because he's let go of the guillotine?
Yeah. He's either looking for a front guillotine, or he's looking to get off to the side.
And take us back?
Yeah.
And what's Martin's choice?
He doesn't want him to get to the bell. He's trying to single leg now.
Oh. It's a bad position or a good position now?
Miles is good at strong off the bottom, and he's strong at getting back up too, so we'll see how it goes. And he's in AJ's corner, so he's getting instructions on what to do. I think Miles will be fine down there.
So, but a great transition for Martin at the Polish runaway train to get into the guard, to get on top for basically the first time in the match against Miles. When we talk about training, looks like a sweeps there. If the ring hadn't been there, it would have been maybe off balance.
Yep.
One of the most frustrating things I can imagine from a fighter is not having a full area that you normally have when you're doing jiu-jitsu. You don't usually have ring ropes in your way.
Absolutely. When it looks like you're changing from a bad position or a disadvantaged position to a good position, and something like that stops you, it's got to be a little disheartening at times. But
so at this point, what's the defense? If
he's just keeping Martin's upper body close to him. His legs are coming up. He's looking for an arm bar.
He's really going for it. You can see it. Martin's defending well.
Yeah.
Miles is still blocking the punches that are coming down. He's still trying to work for a submission.
Looking for a submission or a sweep.
They both look like very, very strong competitors in terms of strength and power.
A lot of muscle mass on both the guys. Yes. Pass. Got the Miles half guard.
And Miles will try to work for a full guard while Martin will try to pass the other leg?
Yep, absolutely. He'll try and get his right leg out. Or some guys prefer half guard.
And there's a reversal.
There's a reversal.
Now, what's Martin trying to do with this double underhook grab like that? Seems like that's not going to do anything.
He's just trying to keep him down.
So he doesn't want him to pop up and punch him.
That's right. He doesn't want him to pop
up. So it's a
up.
defensive technique.
Yeah. But Miles will just keep pushing on his body.
Is it a head crank?
No, there's no head crank there.
So now maybe Martin seems tired.
Excellent punch.
2 strong shots.
Like I said, it's a disheartening when you're in an advantage position and then somebody switches it up.
And shots raining down from Miles Anstead. And that's the kind of thing you want to put on a fight. That's the kind of pepper you want to put on a steak, baby. Great job. Miles pipes Anstead versus Martin. Trendota, the Polish runaway train.
Right now the judges are going to put their heads together. We're going to find out a winner pretty close.
And in my opinion, he didn't need a banker or...
In the red corner, Miles Anstead.
Fantastic fight. Great performance by both fighters. And it does seem like God was in this arena and a miracle happened. As Miles, I can see from Miles Anstead overcame his first loss and is now, let's call it